Alright, hey, hi, hello. How's it going, guys? My name is ZetaRayZod, and welcome back to more Beacon Pines. Now, before I begin, be sure to like, subscribe, and get the bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. So, last we left off, we kind of went back to a different timeline where we were stuck with Iggy on the roof, but instead of choosing to fight with them, we chose to run away, and we came across this area, the frozen part of Beacon Pines, and we found out that this turns out to be the original Beacon Pines, and the one that we were in is actually a constructed one. So this is the legit one. We're not sure why. We assume Perennial Harvest is looking for the source, so that's what we're looking for right now. And thankfully, because of the previous timeline, I already know where it is. Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that means...
Iggy darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why did you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolla were doing chores at Rolla's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another.
Luca rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare. But like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the look on your faces. Rolla got grounded for months. Which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. But when I came back from later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found and tossed them.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable. You still holding it? Oh shit, we're gonna use it, aren't we? Do you think this is a game? You Splash Boyle? You're not a hero. You're a little brat who's in way over his head. A hero is just someone who refuses to give up. Comics these days are around children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero. I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself. Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are. Prepare for blast-off, loser. There it is. There's the source.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they want to move us all out of town now. Why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole? Here they come. Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend. Kerr. Where's Rolo? I was in line before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two, at least. Drats, it's gold. Just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't you?
Mr. Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What did you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined,
Kerr scratched the back of his head.
Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. The fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know. What do you mean you don't know? Ain't you in charge? Oh, heavens no. My role is merely to flash a wooden smile and manage various complications. Complications like us? You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way. Seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey. Point is that we all play a part in our life. We all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call. We aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you. Now, boys, no need for melodrama. Makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kerr snapped his fingers.
Scene change. Fair. That's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
He's using his fireworks. Why are you smirking? Because I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable. Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole? None at all. You're a terrible liar. I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar. Up. That's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool. Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Oh, very well. You all can hit back for now. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. We can put that down. What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Oh my god. Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca.
Oh shit.
Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped.
Oh.
His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow.
You're all gonna die anyway.
He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Well, on time, use the walkie-talkie, call him back. What channel do I use? It doesn't make a damn difference, they're always listening. If you do that, the clippers will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself. If he lets go, we both die. I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Iggy, how spicy! Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Whoa, laugh! I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part of Felicia.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Brum-dum-dum. Bruppity-dum-dum. Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go. No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too. Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't gonna kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. Nah, I'm just a no-good bully. Like you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. You can't. It's your only way out of this mess. Two birds with one stone. Makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
A calm settled over Iggy's face.
What's up with this music? Jesus! Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Shit. Luca, no choice but to refuse Iggy's hand. Accept Iggy's hand requests. We're all gonna die anyway. What's the matter?
Choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket.
You're all gonna freeze over, right?
A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration.
What?
There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror.
Why
Mr.
didn't
Kerr
we freeze
began
over?
cleaning his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away. A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag
I don't
was
get it.
pulled
What the
over
frick?
his head
Why
was
did
the
Grandma...
defeated look
Oh.
on Iggy's face.
I think because Granny did a lot more explosives, right?
The end.
Yeah, I think that was it.
I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Okay, let's go back in. Accept. Bye, Iggy.
Luca had no choice but to accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good. Oh my god!
The two silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
That's dark as shit. What the frick? Wait, does that mean that the guys will come back now? Hell of a goodbye, Iggy. Oh, hey, man. Can you imagine you just stood there and watched? Okay, you should really step back. What? Quickly. Oh, okay. That worked? Why did Iggy's one work? Curious. Oh, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before parental harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved us down. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side project of this property being, by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold and the fireworks make the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yeah. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case. Yeah, we saw Grandma.
Idea what that would look like.
Yeah. It'll take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all of this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy his precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait. Wait for what? You? Me? Why? What's my role?
A fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn, you are going to save the world. Oh shit, Iggy's really
With a
dead.
chuckle, Nat turned and
What do we
walked
tell his
west.
parents?
Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder.
She's kidding.
Revenge served cold. Second time's a charm?
She's kidding. I'm like, they always do that.
Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels. Let's go back and find something more definitive.
What? That wasn't it? I could tickle. I can hum. I think this is it. In the stillness, he begins to hum.
And in the stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind. The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud.
How do you hum it out loud? No. No, it's probably just louder. I don't have to hum, do I? Oh.
Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out.
Oh, damn, it did it.
A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note. Lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
How do you know? Is that his mom? Is this... It is! Oh, it's not Gran. That's why. Okay, it all makes sense. Gran is dead. We found out in the articles that Gran is dead. And this is not Gran. This is actually his mom, but probably she got the goo on her. That's why she's so old. I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo, right? Yeah, really people calling down my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother. Only smaller, older, changed.
Mom? That's right, buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother.
Did Mr. Nuncreed know?
They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How? You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you had pieced it together by now. You were exposed. Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where did you go? Why did you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why did you lie to me? Tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. You don't understand. He always wins. Is it Shop of Valentine?
The devil you know.
Ooh. You know what? Do you remember the child that the Valentine's family kind of took in? The small, I don't know, what is it, Pinscher Schnauzer or something? What if that's Sharper Valentine? You know? Because if someone can get older, I think they in the previous timeline it mentioned that this was like something related to time, right? What if Sharper Valentine just went back in time? Because I do remember that in Sharper Valentine's will or some shit like that, he mentioned that to take this child in for some reason. That could be Sharper. The devil, you know, 7 months ago.
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door bust open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant.
Ugh.
It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers. They were experiment reports on something called Tempest liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
I guess that's how she got exposed. Who's that? The one sitting by the river. Who is that? No, the little stream. And that is what change is all about. See, do you see the Eris Valentine right next to her? I think that's Sharper. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we'll all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. What? No. Excuse me? I will not. This town is a dangerous secret, and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible. They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated, Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to ask you to. You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm. This is growing tiresome. A little help, please. Don't you all see? This festival's a sham. Excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She has absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
No, wait, what? Huh? Well, aren't you just sneaky as the Dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm so sorry about this disruption. Our associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs. Nancrete, she's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. I am. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... That's Sharper. That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir. Take them away. No, I want them to see this. The ever-tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side. Like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt their little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You have done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lips.
You could all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. A hushed horror gripped the crowd. This is a story about change.
What? No. So you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now. Eleanor's right about one thing. This festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return of your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be it to reveal the sign. Huh. Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard. Malice. I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again. Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr?
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
Ooh, you coward! Does anyone else have something to contribute?
A helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I'm disappointed would be an understatement. But silence Augustus and adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who's completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Errors you fail me of admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, I have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where is Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? There he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor, desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty. Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Parental Harvest? Ha! You think that puffed up blatherskite could have accomplished all of this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride. He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow. You've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Wow. Patrick C. Montesquieu, Thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime. Wait, so this Bill Kerr is a patsy the whole time? Now your secret's out in the open, what's to stop this town from rising up against you? Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple. I'm not afraid of you. Haha, the young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you. You can't do this. Oh, but I can. I have one. Never underestimate what a great man can do, given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I've ever bought, but well worth it.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough to chat. Let's get to work, shall we?
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image. The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end.
Ah, I see what he did. So basically, they're letting the source grow because then the winters will get higher and higher, and then every time the winter comes, they want to raise their crops faster and faster, and that's when the fertilizer comes in.
This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right?
Maybe?
We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
Fire and ice. Do you remember? Well, the only option I have left is to tickle him. So instead of pushing him, I guess I could tickle him. Oh no! This was Bex being strange, right? I guess the next episode will be to find out what happens if we tickle. I'm not sure if we're gonna tickle Luca or Iggy, but we'll see what happens in the next one. So for now, if you like what you see and you like what you hear, be sure to like, subscribe, and get that bell on so you stay up to date on all my latest videos. As always, be safe, take care, and I'll see you when I see you. Peace!